I swear to God, this might be the noblest of professions. Robin Williams had a bar that I loved. He said, comedy is the only job you can have where you can use everything you know. And that's true. You can use more than you know. You can use what you think. Use it. Don't be afraid. Don't let these bitch-ass niggas button your lip. Say it anyway.
How arrogant are you to think that you deserve to go through life with no one ever saying anything that you don't agree with or like? You don't have to pave the jungle.
Yeah.
You can just grow a pair and have a laugh about it. I mean,
You're offending
I say
ideas,
the comedy
but
comes
not people.
first, and I understand. Well, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
People try and give ideas rights.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're not allowed to offend their. They jump in the way of the bullet and say, "Why are you shooting at me?"
Yeah.
Right? If someone insults maths, I don't go, "How dare you insult maths?"
Yeah.
Insult it all you like.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? If you're so fragile that you think that a joke about someone can destroy it, well, you need something else then.
When you're a comedian, when the audience doesn't laugh, that we get the message.
Right.
Like you don't really have to cancel us because we get the message.
Right.
They're not laughing. Our feelings hurt.
Right.
When we do something and people aren't laughing, we get it. I don't understand why people feel the need to go beyond that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's honestly, to me, it's a disrespect. It's people disrespecting the audience.
Right.
Like, oh, you think you know more than the audience. The audience knows more than everybody,
right.
Okay? But hey, some things don't need to be said. Some people need to be looked out for. I definitely understand that. But not letting comedians work is, what happens is everybody gets safe.
Right.
And when everybody gets safe and nobody tries anything, things get boring.
Right.
Absolutely.
So I see a lot of unfunny comedians. I see unfunny TV shows. I see unfunny award shows. I see unfunny movies. Because everybody's scared to make a move. And that's not a place to be. We should have the right to fail.
Right.
Because failure is a part of art. You know what I mean? And
Right.
it's the ultimate cancel. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But but now you got a place where people are scared to talk. That's not especially in America, you're scared to talk. But that's what people want. Got to make adjustments.
Right.
It's a weird time. Jim, how are you handling this comedy climate? Are you sick of that fucking question yet?
We were literally talking about that with Mark before you came in.
Mark's in a panic.
Mark's having a tough time.
I'm nervous.
Don't be. Drive the bus right through it.
That's the plan.
That's
what I've
really
been doing, but it's, you never know.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, when you take due process and burden of proof and you throw that out the fucking window, right? And you give it to a bunch of fucking lunatics who think that they're so goddamn right. I mean, they're insane. They're fucking insane. There's so many people on Twitter that I follow, ironically. Mm-hmm. And when there's a big story, I just want to hear what the fuck they're saying.
Yeah. How do you spin this?
My favorite one on the Kavanaugh one was somebody tweeted, "I lost male friends this week." And then people were consoling this person, like something happened to her. It's just like this
Right.
isn't about you.
Exactly.
This is this poor woman's story.
Right.
And you're hijacking it, and people are consoling you because you're watching something. You're at home. You gave yourself fucking jury duty, and you're going to sit here and watch this thing that you don't have a fucking vote on and get yourself all worked up. It's some of the best entertainment.
They love it. They love
Twitter.
getting angry. And you know what I never got is the Norm hate, and they go, "Well, he was never funny." Like, what are you kidding?
No,
I never liked Norm. Like, what? He's maybe one of the best of all time.
Norm had to go to an apology tour for having an opinion.
Yeah.
Yes.
He didn't do anything. He just didn't have the opinion that they wanted. And he had to basically, he has to apologize to 15% of the fucking population.
And the Tonight Show canceled him, and they said, out of respect for our viewers, like, what?
I know. People were crying in the
insane.
office. and
Who was
shit. Like,
crying
what?
at the Tonight Show?
It makes no sense. And it's all because he did it in the first interview. Obviously, he was on a press tour.
Stop pointing. That's triggering me.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I want an apology from you.
As a comedian today, what do you find funny? Because I think comedy changes a lot.
It does.
And now these days, I think maybe we're not allowed to be joking about everything anymore.
Yeah, it's I don't know. The climate is iffy, if you will.
But as far as me personally, I think the sake of the joke was everything to me. And now that we've kind of have this perspective of people's feelings or get hurt, and I will defend humor until the end, because it's a very important way to communicate. And just because someone's saying something that's offensive doesn't mean they're being offensive. They're trying to communicate something. So I wish, I don't know, we're in weird times, but I was saying the sake of the joke was everything for me, and I've personally had to reevaluate that now. I don't know if the joke is as important as this thing we're all trying to figure out, which is how can we have fun with each other? I don't know, this is a tough spot. I obviously I don't have I don't know what I'm saying. It's a weird time. But I think if things are funny enough, it trumps PC-ness. It can...
Yeah, it is difficult.
It's a nonsense to believe that some people deserve never to be offended their whole life. It's great, and even in universities, there's people that we're better to hear different ideas and argue. The great thing about freedom of speech, if an arsehole is being an arsehole, you've got the right to call him an arsehole. It's great. And it goes on. It's a good system. It really is a good system. And I think you don't close down free speech because it's offensive. You argue with it. You have more free speech, and you expose the people. And I think that's the only way to do it. You shouldn't pave the jungle. You should make people bulletproof towards it, and it'll give them It's about education and confidence, and it's just crazy. And there are loads of caveats to free speech that we all agree with. You shouldn't incite violence. There shouldn't be. People shouldn't libel you. Shouldn't slander you. Food additives. Watershed. These are all good. But what isn't good is you shouldn't say anything that someone will be upset about. That's too vague. It's too vague. And then you get tit for tat. People saying, well, if I can't do that, then you can't do this. And it goes back and forth. And it's all about people wanting to be heard.
These days with your comedy, do you feel like you're walking on eggshells at all? Do you feel more like nervous about stuff you tweet and stuff you say just because of the climate we're in and everything that's happened?
Yeah, like we're gonna go do stand-up right now. It's mostly trying out new stuff. You don't have the freedom to just talk and free associate and then carve it back from there. Because usually the process would be you go way over the line,
yeah,
and then you bring it, and then people go, we hate you, and then you take away all the parts where they hate you, and then you're left with the stuff that's not, that's on the line but not over it.
Is your starting point a little bit more sort of tamer these days?
Oh yeah. It's very calculated and thought out. And
does that hurt your act though?
Yeah, it's way less funny.
Is that right?
Other than it being not as funny, it's wonderful. It doesn't hurt anyone's feelings anymore, but virtually no one laughs. So it's a trade-off.
But so that's really hurt your career in terms of the fact that you're an eggshell comedian. And I don't think like...
I'm an egg, is that a new term?
I just made it up just now. Shouldn't comedy be some sort of sacred place where you're allowed to say whatever's kind of on your mind, and like if it's funny then it's okay?
It used to be, like Jerry Seinfeld always says, the audience will let you know.
Yeah.
When it's gone too far, because they're a cross, representation of the population.
Yeah.
But now it's not enough to get 99%. You have to get 100%. Most of the audience wants to be funny. It doesn't care about anything but that. They just want to escape.
Yeah.
But a tiny a group of people ruin it for everyone.